New York City is making preparations to book a former president. Yesterday, a grand jury voted to indict Donald Trump for what is believed to be related in part to campaign finance violations.
And this makes him the first former president in the U.S. history to face criminal charges. Here's what we know so far. The indictment remains under seal, so specific charges have not been made public. Trump's legal team says they expect him to surrender to authorities on Tuesday and that an agreement has been reached so that Trump will not be handcuffed when he surrenders. President Trump reacting with a statement that said, in part, "This is political persecution and election interference at the highest level in history. The Democrats have lied, cheated, and stolen in their obsession with trying to get Trump. But now they've done the unthinkable."
CBS News legal contributor Rebecca Roiphe joins us now. Hey, Rebecca, thanks for joining us. We learned today that the arraignment hearing is scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. Is it your sense that that is an accurate projection for the next chapter of this to unfold?
You know, I don't have any inside information, but I think that's probably right. It would be the normal course that they would set a particular time, especially in a case like this, where they're going to arrange a surrender rather than having, some kind of actual arrest.
And Rebecca, an agreement was made where the former president doesn't have to wear handcuffs because that was the big question of what kind of images we will see. What do you make of that decision?
It makes sense to me. Obviously, in a case like this, part of what the district attorney's office wants to do is proceed like it would with any other defendant, to project a sense that this is pursuing the rule of law, not treating anybody differently. Now, of course, in a situation like this, normally you would have a situation, even in a surrender, where a defendant would be brought in handcuffs. But there is a difference here, and the security issues are different. Of course, the former president, has Secret Service agents, and that makes it such that the handcuffs are unnecessary, and I think would be likely to turn this into a little bit more of a circus and backfire in terms of that general principle of trying to treat each person alike.
All right, so as we look a little bit further down the road from Tuesday, so many questions here. Among them, how do you begin to even approach the idea of seating a jury for a case like this?
I think that's an extremely good question. It's hard. And one of the first questions is going to be, will Trump's lawyers move to change venue? I'm absolutely sure that they will try to do that, because Manhattan certainly is a place known for its liberal political attitudes, and that they will claim will be prejudicial to the former president. And they'll try to move to a venue where it would be more desirable for him to face a trial, and particularly more desirable for him to pick a jury. That generally doesn't work. I think there was an effort to do that in the case of Weinstein, who was tried in the same court not that long ago, and that failed. So we'll certainly have to see how that goes. But regardless, choosing a jury is going to be perhaps even harder than in other high-profile cases, because of the political and historical import and novelty of this case.
And that is true no matter where you are in the country. Rebecca Roiphe, thank you so much.